What's good, people? It's your boy, Clan, Spurs fan. I wanted to get on here really fast. Um, I'm actually at my folks' house, and I said, you know what? Got a game today. I've been kind of on a roll as far as posting posting videos on the channel, and it just came to my mind today. I said, you know what? For the San Antonio Spurs to get this thing together, for them to start winning again, for them to go ahead and pick this thing back up after our last win, close out the rodeo road trip strong, and keep going, something has to change. All right? Something has to change. And I say, you know what? Just for the heck of it, it's kind of early in the day, so it's not going to be confirmed or anything. But I said, let me go ahead and go to RotoWire and see who they have the Spurs set up to start today. Same old, same old. The expected lineup. Bryn Forbes at the shooting guard position. Same, DeJounte Murray, DeMar DeRozan, LA, Trey Lyles. And I'm going to say this. I feel like for me, all right, being on this channel, getting on here, talking about the San Antonio Spurs and what we should fix, one person I never really got onto, and I told you why, but I'll explain again for those who didn't know. One person that I did not get onto much was Bryn Forbes. Okay? And the reason being is because I think back to last season, and I think about how last season he was always kind of the rock. We could kind of depend on him. When we needed a shot, he let it rip and he'll hit it. When we went to the playoffs, he was one of the only ones to show up. One of them. A few people showed up, but he was one of the key components that showed up, right? And honestly, I guess I kind of like an underdog story. The fact that he was undrafted out of Michigan and no one would take him, and him as a rookie he was only shooting, 2 points per game. And, the season after it was like a crazy improvement. He got buffer. He worked on his body, hours of hard work. He had the incident with his girlfriend at the time, I think, and trying to get custody over his kid. And it was a lot, man. It was a lot. And I said, I like this guy. I like what he's made of. I like how much spur he got in him, right? Underrated, tough, mature, worked on his game. He deserved every single thing that was coming to him. But if I'm just being brutally honest this season, I'm not going to sit here and bash him because that's not what I'm doing here. Because I think that some of the reasons why this isn't working as far as him starting isn't even really his fault. So I looked at the stats because I said, you know what, Bryn Forbes shouldn't start. There's no hiding that, right? Dude shouldn't start. But I said, I'm going to look at the stats. And I compared his stats from last season to this season. And I said, well, let me see what's going on. If I can find an issue or find why we're continuing to start him. What's in Popovich and the coach's minds to continue starting him. So I looked, and I noticed that his usage rate increased this season. His field goal percentage, or three-point percentage in particular, decreased by almost 10%. The amount of points that we score with him on the court versus him off the court is crazy. I think on the court we get outscored about 10 points per game. And with him off the court on the bench, we outscore the opponent 12 points. There was no stat or nothing I could grab onto to say it makes sense for him to start. Nothing. And even if we just go by the eye test, which that's what we do a lot on this channel, all of us do. We like, look, I see what's going on. Regardless of what stats say, I see what's going on. Even the stats, even the eye test tell us that he shouldn't be starting. So I don't know what is keeping him from starting. And I said this, one thing that I said this season, I said, maybe the reason why he's starting, which this will make the most sense to me, right? I said, maybe the reason why Bryn Forbes is starting is because he spaces the floor, right? That makes sense. He spaces the floor. But then I started looking at highlights, and I started looking at certain footage that was out there. And then I was looking up everything Bryn Forbes related. I was looking up Bryn Forbes shots this season, his good games, bad games, all of it. He does not space the floor at all. I don't know what I was thinking saying that he spaced the floor. He does not space the floor. Yeah, you have to be mindful of him, but he doesn't space the floor at all. Because a lot of teams just sag off of him. They sag off of him, and he's short, so they sag off of him. So by the time they put their hand up and they get out there, they're already contesting the shot because he's so short, because he's 6'2". So I don't know what I was thinking. He doesn't space the floor. So him starting makes no sense whatsoever. Because I've always said this about the Spurs. Okay, at least they go by logistics. That's what they do. They actually do look into statistics, logistics, try to see, what our team looks like when this player's on and off the court. And even then, it's like, that doesn't make sense because the stats don't add up. Every single stat has shown that we're better with him on the bench. It's so bad till he even makes DeJounte Murray worse. There were some statistics where you could see DeJounte Murray with Bryn Forbes on the court together, and when Bryn Forbes is off the court, and DeJounte is more efficient in almost every stat. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I want to get it. And if somebody in the chat can explain to me, I don't get it. And then I thought this too. I said, well, okay, eye test makes no sense. Statistics make no sense. Well, let's try to see in the ideology of Pop. You see where Pop is coming from in his mindset. And oftentimes Pop will start players that probably shouldn't start, or there's another player on the bench that's better that could start. But he does it, to not play mind games, but to keep you in the game, keep you engaged. And I think about Bryn Forbes, and I don't think Bryn Forbes is the type of personality that would just be destroyed if he comes off the bench. Now, Danny Green was the type of player where he had to start. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever remember Danny Green coming off the bench. It was ugly. I mean, we tried to get him come off the bench in a playoff series, and we just finished ourselves off. I mean, he looked awful. It was just awful because we started Manu Ginobili over Danny Green that series, and it was. Sorry, having flashbacks, but I just don't get it. Nothing makes sense. I mean, and then I think, okay, well, maybe we don't have a guy that can start in place of Bryn Forbes. You know what I mean? Because Bryn Forbes isn't that good, or at least this season. Starting. I'm not saying he can't help us off the bench because I definitely believe he can help us off the bench. But I said, okay, he's not that good offensively. He hurts us defensively. We're one of the worst teams in the NBA offensively and defensively when he's on the court, and one of the best offensively and defensively when he's off the court. Look it up. I'm not lying to you. So I'm like, okay, all right. Is there just no other guy that can start ahead of Bryn Forbes? Let's just say not Lonnie Walker, right? Because Lonnie Walker, he's young, right? He can't start yet. So not Lonnie Walker, right? Well, hell, I think Patty Mills will be a better starter. I think Derek White should start. I understand why Derek White doesn't start. Still doesn't make total sense to me. I think Derek White should start. It's just ugly, man. It's just ugly. And every single game, they go straight after Bryn. Every single time. They do it when Bryn is on the court, and they do it when Marco's on the court. Now, it's not as prevalent and not as awful when Marco's on the court because Marco's coming off the bench. And, bench players are a little different than starters. But when you're starting and our backcourt is Bryn Forbes and DeJounte Murray, and the other team's backcourt is CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, that's just a bad look, yo. I don't get it. Can somebody explain? I'm going to look through this chat. Can somebody explain to me? Because maybe I'm like Maybe I'm tripping. I'm telling you guys, I looked at everything. I was like, okay, because I don't like to just get on players just to get on to them, right? And I still don't think it's totally Bryn Forbes' fault. I think this is all the Spurs. Like, I don't think this is Bryn Forbes' fault. He's short. That's just nature. All right. He can't get taller. He's not gonna grow. I I don't know. Let's see. We need defense. He's not even close to a leading scorer on this team. Our offense isn't the problem. A top 10 offense. The problem is one of the worst defense in the league. Worst second half team. Bryn got skill, but he should be energy second string. You know another thing about Bryn too that just came to mind that I just thought about? Our offense is better when Bryn Forbes is off the court. Okay? Statistic wise, it is. And when you think about it, I feel like the reason being is because we can't have a free-flowing offense when he's on the court, if you know what I mean. We write up a lot of plays for Bryn Forbes. I don't know if Pop or the coach staff feel like we got a lack of talent. I don't know if they don't believe in DeRozan in LA as much as they could, or DeJounte as much as they could. But we write up a lot of plays just for Bryn Forbes. It's about 2-3 screens for Bryn Forbes. So Bryn Forbes can't create his own shot. So at that point, when you're giving him those, outside screens, he's either going to hit the three or not. I don't know. I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm all for it. Write up plays for Bryn Forbes, but not to the degree where we're losing games because of it. And I think that's part of it. He's just unorthodox, make or miss. I don't think Bryn Forbes is that unorthodox. I think he's pretty predictable. Watch Forbes come back and shines the second part of the season. I know his agent has reminded him that he is a free agent. Here's another thing that I want to say. I want to point out. I was looking at the stats from last season too, like I told you about Bryn Forbes. It was the same case last season. It's only that it's worse this season because his 3-point percentage went down. But every single thing was still bad. And I think that last season we were still getting adjusted to, getting DeMar DeRozan and the big changes, and we were focused on, beating Toronto, and we were excited for the future, but we also realized, hey, DJ's hurt, and we were just going with the flow at that point. So we were like, we were happy that Bryn Forbes even took on that role, and he made such a massive leap from rookie season to last season till we were like just blown away. So we didn't look at a lot of the things that were going on. But honestly, our offense and defense last season was at the worst when he was on the court. Just like this season. It's just worse this season because his field goal percentage went down. His usage rate went up. He even shoots a whole, I think 1.3, 1.4 3-pointers more. He even attempts more 3-pointers this season than he did last season. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys, seriously. I don't get it. He shouldn't start. Like, I'm trying my best to be positive about him starting, where in some alternative universe or another dimension it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense in any fashion. Like, I don't get it. I think about it statistically, the eye test, and psychologically. Okay, is he better or more engaged when he's starting? No, Bryn Forbes is fine off the bench. We've seen him come off the bench. He was just fine. He's still engaged. And even honestly, it was one game. I don't know if it was last game or the game before. One of these games I watched, he just totally lost his guy. It was a game we lost, so it wasn't last game. I think it was the game before last. He just totally lost his guy. But the last 10 games, I'll be fair, the last 10 games he's been pretty good. Okay? So Bryn Forbes, offensively, he's been fine. But man, teams just go straight at him. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I want somebody, I'm looking through the stats. I mean, not stats. I'm looking through the chat and I'm trying to see, does anybody have an answer for me? I don't get it. Watch Forbes come back. Yeah, read that one. We're losing games because of DeMar missing free throws. No, man. No. No, think about how we even get in that position to begin with, where we have to, at the end, we're relying on, a couple points here and there. No. Spacing, maybe. I just addressed spacing, Jazz. I addressed that. It can't be spacing. The reason why I know it's not spacing is because people still watch the game tonight. If he starts tonight, watch the game. Pay attention. Look at if the spacing is really that great when he's on the court. They sag off of Bryn Forbes and then close in the last minute because they know their length can contest it. So just pay attention. Because I know what you're going at. You're like, well, maybe it's the spacing. No, it's not the spacing. The spacing isn't good. It's not good. The only time Bryn Forbes even creates space is if it's set up for him and he's running around screens. That's it. So why not? Okay, Jakob's not starting, right? And we all agree that Jakob is by far the best screener on the team, right? Do we all agree with that? That Jakobs is the best screener? It's like a brick wall. His brick wall badge is Hall of Fame. We all agree with that, right? Okay, we agree with that. Then why don't he just come off the bench with Jakob? I don't get it, man. I'm trying to get it. I don't understand it. And if yesterday we did just keep Derek White on the bench. I mean, Derek White was set up Bryn Forbes pretty nice. I'm not saying DeMar doesn't. I mean, not DeMar. DeJounte doesn't. Or DeMar. I think they do it fine. But, I mean, Derek White could still set him up nice. And then, I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. I'm giving myself a headache even thinking about it. Because honestly, if I'm being just completely honest, I think any player on our team starting ahead of Bryn Forbes will be an improvement. Any of them. Lonnie, White, Patty, Keldon. We made a video about Keldon. Anybody. Yeah. So you think Keldon a rookie? Yeah. I think Keldon would be a better starter. Not Rudy Gay. Nope. I think Rudy Gay too. Well, Rudy Gay wouldn't be putting it 2. DeRozan would be putting it 2. He said, "How about we start Bellinelli?" Oh, damn. I got to really think about that. Would Bellinelli be a better? I think it'll be the same problem, but probably. I don't know. Probably. Marco needs a lot of screens, too. Maybe. No, I think Bryn Forbes is a better starter than Marco. Maybe Marco's the only player. I think he's a better starter than Marco. Because I think about DeJounte and how he sets people up and how DeMar DeRozan sets people up. Marco might have to hit a lot of standing still shots, and I know he don't like those. DJ and DY. I mean, everyone said that. DeJounte Murray. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. I want to get it. No one in the chat is giving me an answer. So I guess we all just agree that it makes no sense. Now, if somebody came in here and said, hey, this is why he's doing it, and it made perfect sense, I'm with it. But, bro, I don't know. Nice house, bro. This ain't my house. I started the video off. This is my parents' house. I came down for the weekend. Clan, I just said why Bryn is starting. Oh, wait, my bad. Let me see. Are you trolling? Spacing. Yeah, we already addressed spacing. I addressed spacing, and it's not spacing. He's not spacing the floor. Watch the game tonight and pay close attention, because I thought it was spacing too. I was like, spacing makes sense. No. He's not spacing. He's not spacing. A lot of times they do lag off of him. He's not spacing the court. Trust me. Oh, spacing in the starting five. It doesn't matter. Spacing doesn't matter. They're sagging off of them, man. Yeah, the spacing isn't that great. It says spacing is horrible. Yeah, spacing isn't that great. Now, don't get me wrong. Bryn Forbes have been really good over the last, I think, 10 games. He's been pretty good. His stats improved a little bit over the last 10 games, but I mean, it's not equating to wins, So I mean, whatever. Why can't we start DeMar DeRozan as a shooting guard and have Lonnie Walker as the 3 and have Lonnie as the 2 or DeMar DeRozan at the 3? I don't know, man. That makes too much sense. We can't do that because that makes sense. Think about something that's crazy. Like think about a lineup that's crazy that makes no sense, and that's probably what we'll do. Yeah, that makes too much sense. What's wrong with you? Man said, you hear this guy? We should make fun of this guy in the chat. Talking about starting Lonnie with DeMar DeRozan. What's wrong with you? Some of y'all crazy. Start Derek White with DeJounte. Come on. You know that makes sense. Stop that. Stop trying to make sense. What team would Forbes fit best? I think Forbes is fine. I'm not mad at Forbes. I'm not saying just get rid of Forbes. I'm not saying he should go. I think for the price and for what he can give to a team, he's pretty decent. And let's not get on the get rid of Bryn Forbes train, because we did the same thing with Bertans, and now everybody's saying we want Bertans back. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. So I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to sit here and get on to Bryn Forbes to the point where I'm like, oh, he got to go. Nah, he don't have to go. I just don't think he should start. Bring back Tiago Splitter. Was I the only person not crazy about Tiago Splitter? I like Tiago Splitter, don't get me wrong, but I was never like, I don't know. It seemed like in the Tim Duncan era, after David Robinson, we just had a whole bunch of placeholders for that starter or power forward / starting center position. Like it was just placeholders over and over. Tiago over Aldridge. Oh, come on. Come on, let's be real. Aldridge is better than Tiago. Let's not be that guy. Clan, we should start Patty Mills, Forbes, Marco, Rudy, and DeRozan. Now that doesn't make sense. Now that's what we should do. That's brilliant, dude. Marco center though. I was thinking Patty at the center. That's what I was thinking. I think Patty should be at the center. Start Keldon. Well, yeah, I wouldn't. I know I said that I would rather have Keldon starting. I was just joking. I think Keldon would be a really good starter. Don't get me wrong, and eventually be better when he gets acquainted to the offense. Better starter for sure than Forbes. I was saying I would much rather us start Lonnie than Keldon. I don't think it would be fair with Keldon to just start him like right off the bat. You know what I mean? That's not cool. I would start Lonnie ahead. Let Keldon get more used to the offense. That wouldn't be cool. I mean, I don't want to say it would piss off Lonnie or anything. Lonnie loves Keldon. They have a really good relationship. That's another thing, man. That's another thing that's really irritating. Like Tim Duncan, Manu, and Tony Parker, they end up having a really good relationship, and it grew over time, but it started early. I think those guys should be around each other more often. I think it would be cool to have a team with Keldon, Lonnie, DeJounte, Derek White, because every single time they're on the court together or on the bench together or before the game, they are like clicking, man. They're like really good friends. So, I mean, why not just build that? I don't know. And Lonnie Walker has shown already, I mean, he's shown already he's going to be something serious. I remember that game against, I know we always bring it up, and people say it's only one game, but that game against the Houston Rockets, man, that was a special game. His defense on Harden was spectacular, even though Harden got like 500 free throws, but that was a terrific game, man. I loved that game. And he really showed what he's capable of. It was like, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. it was like watching Goku turn Super Saiyan for the very first time. It was like, oh my god, it was incredible. Let me see. His Houston Rockets game was special. Yeah, it was. I wish I watched that. Oh, you didn't watch it live? Man, I watched it live. I think I missed a couple games before that, and I went straight into that game. Or I was like, I'm gonna watch this game. And I was just like blown away by that fourth quarter. I was like, oh shit. Bro, let's go. I love DBZ. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is awesome. But that's a discussion for another day, man. That's a discussion for another day. But I love Dragon Ball Z. I got so much Dragon Ball Z stuff. Y'all see how much of a nerd I am. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Vegeta's my favorite. That's besides the point. I really thought Bryn was going to shoot the lights out, but his numbers aren't adding up. Yeah, man. His free 3-point percentage went down. Now his points per game is around still the same as last season, but his field goal percentage went down. 3-point percentage went down. 3 points attempts went up, and usage rate went up. That ain't good. I don't know what to say. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I really appreciate everybody coming through, but I did want to get on here. I meant for this video only be 10 minutes, so. But yeah, it's been a good minute now. I don't know if I'll get on tonight. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, you'll see me on the chat. I'll be on the chat, or I'll probably I'll make the chat live. I might post some stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. So just get with me. Just get with me on the chat once I go live tonight on there. Hopefully Spurs beat Jazz tonight. Yeah. For the game or on the chat. Go live tonight. Oh, I meant on the chat. They have like a little option on the chat thing where you can go live on it. And I think it sends everybody a notification that we're live, and then I could just get on there and you just, put things on the chat live. I was gonna say something else. Can't remember though. But yeah. And if if no one's on the chat yet, and you want to be a part of the chat, just go to Flick Sports app. So just look up Flick Sports app, and type in Spurs chat once you install it. Make your little account or whatever. It's free. Or you can go over to Spurs Wave on Instagram. Got the bio, or the link is in the bio, so you can just click on that, and then it'll bring you straight to it. All right, guys, I'm gonna get with you later. Say y'all hit up that chat. It's crazy. Thanks, man. Can we go talk in there? Yeah, it's like a chat. It's like a chat. It's a continuous chat. It's awesome. And I have different discussion boards on there too. And I'm also letting the mods, because I didn't know the mods could do this, but I'm letting the moderators put their own discussions on there as well. So it's plenty of discussions on there if you want to, give your opinion on anything. I always watch Netflix during our games. Damn. All right, yeah, that'll be good then. If you're watching Netflix during the games, just get on the chat. So I'm trying to build up a place where a lot of people, Crammy the GOAT, yes he is. I'm trying to build up a place where a lot of people can go and chat about the Spurs, because I know right now I think a lot of people told me that they just go to Reddit or some Spurs blog somewhere, and I'm like, man, let's just create our own. So I'm trying to bring people over here to YouTube, and I'm trying to bring people over there to the Flick Sports app. But yeah, guys, but that's all for today. I'll be on there tonight. And yeah, NBA Stream.tv. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's the best one. NBA Stream.xyz. That's the best one. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can easily go to chat, ask some Spurs fans if you're trying to find the games and everything like that. All right, guys, I'll get with you later. Till next time. Deuces.